And that was New Order, World in Motion. We're playing for England. Hang on, I just got a sound effect.
It's 2 hours and he's getting his words.
A sound effect to come here. That's just the second one. Well, thanks for joining me, Michael. That's another hour nearly up. It's only 20 hours to go. It's a doddle. Right, so thanks for coming in.
Well, thanks for having me, and well done to yourself.
It's been a pleasure.
Well done to yourself for doing the 24-hour a-thong.
I enjoy it.
Also, I say well done to the two boys next door. They put a lot of work in it. If
they hadn't done the groundwork and got this up and running, I wouldn't be able to do it. None of us would be able to do the shows that we do. No. And I think, what I'm trying to do today is give a flavour of the variety of stuff that people put out, because initially it was pretty much just music, and until we got more and more live presenters, a lot of it was just sort of playlist music, but it's growing marvellously.
Yes.
And good on them.
Two young boys, it's done brilliantly so far.
Yep.
All right. Right then, Donald, thanks very much.
Thank you very much. And that brings us nicely to 2 o'clock. So I shall play my 2 p.m. song, which is by a band called 2 p.m. and the song is Heartbeat.
Can you feel my heartbeat? Heartbeat, beat, beat, heartbeat. 네가 짓밟고 떠난 심장 아직도 뛰고 있어. 그것도 너를 향해.
Oh, that was a rather interesting noise at the end there. I don't know what was that. That was a band called 2 p.m, which is exactly what time it was when I started it. It's 2 p.m. You're listening to Donald Strachan. I'm doing a 24-hour continuous show. I'm 4 hours in now. And I've got another guest presenter sitting beside me now. It's Hazel. Hi, Hazel.
Hello, Donald, and thank you for having me on.
Oh, it's a pleasure. I'm just going to dive right in and with these questions that I've got for every presenter.
Oh, right.
How did you first hear about Generate Radio?
Yeah, it was a few different friends were posting up stuff about Generate Radio support this is great, and they're looking for volunteers, and so I went on and had a look, and I thought, well, that looks okay, that looks interesting. And I used to do professional performing for many years, but that was a long time ago. And I thought, I'd like to get those muscles going again. So I just, I think I sent an email off and Carl replied, and then we had a lovely meeting, and that was it. Then they couldn't get rid of me, basically. So that was it. That's how I heard about it.
We wouldn't want to get rid of you. And it's great to have you. So I'm not quite sure. You maybe answered it partially, but what prompted you to volunteer?
Actually, when at that time my life was in a bit of a rut. No, I'd had a really, really bad. I don't know. Few months. It was really, really low, and I needed to kind of like tap myself on the shoulder and go, "Come on, girl, do something a bit more, change the energies, do something." So I needed it for myself, and it looked interesting, and I need to get some new skills, and I don't just change things. So on a personal level, it'd be good. I didn't quite know how it was going to work out, or these sorts of things. You start off doing them, and you don't really always know the benefits, do you, or where they're going to go. But you start doing them and see where they lead, and I'm still seeing where it leads, basically.
Yeah, but I think that's important to stress that it's a developmental process. It's not something that you have to have a clear plan. You know exactly what you're going to do when you start. It's dip your toe in the water, give it a chance. I mean, when I first started, I thought, I'll do 1 2 hour show a month.
Yeah. And now how many do you do?
And I kind of, at the back of my mind, I knew that it wasn't going to stay that way. But I just recently retired after a long teaching career, and in teaching, everything is scheduled to the millisecond almost. Yeah. Your whole year is timetabled, and the last thing I wanted to do was commit myself to more regular stuff. So, to begin with, 2 hours a month. And then I thought, 2 hours a month isn't enough. Can I go 3 hours? And then once a month wasn't enough.
And I've heard that the missus says you spend a lot of time now working on your show, and there's just a sort of enigmatic.
But I wouldn't dispute that.
Yeah, a lot of time now. That is a lot of your life. But then it paid off, because I don't know if anyone's mentioned it in the 4 hours thus far, that Donald was nominated for an award. Was it the Scottish New Music Awards? And that was.
It was a real privilege to have been nominated. I didn't expect anything more to come of it, especially when Tom Russell was also in the category. I didn't realise until we got to the venue on the night that Tom Russell was also being awarded a Lifetime Achievement Award for his 32 years worth of work in local radio, in radio. Yeah. And when the appreciation video was aired before he got that award, it was just a veritable who's who of big heavy metal rock artists and so on. And I thought, if anyone else had won Media Person of the Year award, it would have been a joke. He had to get it. Particularly in the year when he was getting the Lifetime Achievement
But then you're
award.
in the same category as him, so that's nice, if you think of it in that terms as well. Hey, I was in that category with Tom Russell, so that's a lovely privilege. And there were just 4 of you, weren't there, the finalists?
Five nominees.
Five nominees at the end.
But unlike the previous, that was the second running of the awards. The first year, some of the categories had lots and lots of nominees, and some didn't have so many. And I think this year they had restricted it so that the only ones that were put out to vote were 5. So however many there were, I made it to the top 5 to get to the point of being put forward for public vote.
So that's great to be there, wasn't it? And Generate Radio, they came second in the best radio station by, was it 3 votes?
2 or 3 votes. I think 2. If they'd got 2 more votes, it would have been a tie.
Oh, flip!
3 votes, and they would have won. But
so that's how close Generate was.
But the winners were a community radio station who have been on the go for 10 years.
Right.
So it's.
So Oscar and Carl ain't doing so bad.
No. I always try to look for the bright lining, silver lining, and
I know. I think
don't think there's
great.
any point in dwelling on negative things.
No. I think it was just great. The nomination, and then to be in the category with such good people, so it's such established people. Yeah. I mean that is wonderful for a new radio station, and then as you say, you're new to it from retirement.
Yep.
Or is it now semi-retirement, really?
Well, I just don't
non-retirement.
I just don't work full time officially for the council. I don't think there's any way you could classify me as being retired in the sense of pipe and slippers and sitting doing nothing.
I
couldn't do that.
It?
No. I've got to be occupied. I've got to be active, and I just never really envisaged my life after working for the council as turning out like this.
No, and then doing a 24-hour-thon to raise money. Yeah. Can we tell people how they can, if they wish to donate? Because £1 helps, doesn't it? It doesn't have to be...
£2 would help doubly.
£3 3 times. But in hard times, it's not that people have to...
There is a link to a crowdfunding page somewhere on Facebook. If I get a minute I was going to say if I get a minute I'll post it myself, but maybe I could get one of the work experience guys next door to post it for us. Are they listening out there, work experience guys?
Work experience guys, hiya!
Could we post a crowdfunder link again on Facebook on Generate Radio CIC for all to view? I haven't had a chance
I don't know if the computer's playing up because I'm trying to post it on my page. I'm just post it on my page.
The first half hour or so I spent quite a lot of time on Facebook looking at messages coming in, but it's just I'm just not getting a chance to get up there
if
now.
people want to go to my Facebook page, Hazel Quinn's Hopefully Not Too Bad Radio Show, I've put a crowdfunder link on that just now, so people can go there if they wish
thank you.
to donate.
Right. So you mean the work experience guys are getting a break?
I don't know.
Oh, I
haven't heard it. No, I've just put something on my.
Oh, right, yeah, right. So they could still do it on.
Oh, yeah. They could still do it.
Right, okay. Enough talking. You did mention that you had previous experience in performing arts. Is that? Did you have any experience in radio or
let me have a think. Radio jingles.
Right.
I used to do a lot of radio jingles actually years back for DJs such as, who did we have in those days? I'm trying to. If I sing them to myself, I can think names.
David Hamilton? No.
Hang on. Mike Smith. Remember him?
Right. Mike Reed.
No, who did I do? Mike Smith, and there was Kid Jensen. I'm trying to sing them in my head. Remember David Jensen? He used to be known as David Jensen.
Was it Mike Reed? Oh, there was one of them now. There was some kind of thing that he did. It was a play on 275 and 285, which was Radio 1's frequencies. And I'm sure it was. It was Mike Reed, and he had a jingle. It was Mike Reed, 275 and 285, and somebody sent in a spoof one about a certain drink from Lindisfarne that had been poisoned.
Oh.
And it went along the lines, I can't sing it. Spiked mead, two nearly died, and two hate hives.
Oh!
And after all these years, I can still remember that.
Yes, the things that one's brain takes in. Yeah. No, I used to do a lot of recording for the BBC, and that was in my childhood. We used to do these sing things for kids learning music, and we'd go and sing stuff. And that was in the bowels of their old place in London. You'd have to stop recording. Well, I mean, we were in usually on my show that used to be on a Monday afternoon. The dustbin men always came during the show, but on the BBC, this is how professional they were. We had to stop while the underground trains went by because we were in the basement, and then we'd have to just wait and record again. Well, everyone has their problems.
If I'd cut the sound of the tube out of my little jingle little recording with the beatboxer, it wouldn't have sounded as good.
No.
You are now entering such and such a station. Anyway,
right.
I've got a couple more questions, but I'm going to play something that I heard. I've had the privilege of hearing it once before. It's really funny. Do you want to say anything about it before I click play?
The Vikings?
Yes.
Are we playing the Vikings next?
Yes.
Okay then. Yeah, this wasn't a planned thing. I was just coming in to my show, and there were these mad guys dressed as Vikings with all the long hair and helmets with horns on, and they were singing with ukuleles, and I was just about to start the show, and I said, would you like to come in and be on the show? So we just bundled them into the studio. I didn't know who they were or why they were there, and we just came into the studio, and this was what happened immediately.
Rather like me and the beatboxer. I wasn't expecting it either. Okay, this is entitled When Vikings Visited the Studio.
Hazel came into the studio with some Vikings, and they wanted to apologise for the raids that their ancestors took part in over 1,000 years ago in the 8th century AD.
You're listening to Generate Radio.
I like your style, dude.
Local radio for Berwickshire.
Been singing a little song to apologise to everyone. Would you like to sing that for everyone now?
We'd love to.
Yeah, well, please do. Vasha, good.
1, 2, 3, 4.
We're sorry, we're sorry, we're sorry. We pillaged your village, made quite a bit of mess and caused some spillage. Forgive us, stick with us. We're here to compensate for all the old fuss. We'll hug you, we'll bug you. The days are long gone since we probably mug you. We're sorry, we're sorry, we're sorry. We really regret it. So give us all a hug and let's forget it.
sure everyone out there is giving you a hug over the radio waves. Come on, everyone over the radio waves, give them all a hug and say, we forgive you. We forgive you, because England do love the Norwegians and the Norwegians do love the English. There has been a big love fest for quite a while. So you said you've got to leave very quickly. Where are you off to next?
Oh, yeah, we go to Eyemouth next. Yeah.
Eyemouth? Yeah, that's by the sea, so you can have some fish.
Yes, and some seal as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't really eat the seals. They're there. You can see. You have to buy food to feed the seals in Eyemouth, so it's all a bit different. It's a bit back to front. And they won't have any of that smelly pickled fish either that you like.
Oh, we got herring.
You did.
With the
some decomposing shark is my favourite.
Is it? Yeah, that's nice, isn't it? And a bit of dill sauce. Do you put the dill sauce on?
Yeah.
No.
With the smorgon, it goes really nice.
Yeah. Before we go, I would like to offer you this gift. I don't know if your viewers on the radio can see this.
No, but I should describe it through the viewers.
Yeah, this is a parcel of land. A little piece of Norway just for you.
Okay. Thank you.
Also, there's an official invitation for you and all your listeners.
Thank you.
To come to Reknestad. An invitation is from Ton Hildeberg, the mayor of Reknestad.
He's a lovely man.
Oh, yeah, he invites you.
And his wife Hilda, it says.
And his wife Hilda, that's right.
Oh, thank you, Ton and Hilda. The furthest north, I worked in Bergen, and over there, that's too south.
Yeah, big southern softies. Yeah.
I know, and Oslo a lot, but they were, as you say, it's not like I have worked in the Arctic Circle, but it's the Swedish bit, sorry.
We find them very funny, though.
You should hear Ton Hildeberg's Swedish jokes. Sweden, snap, you got served.
But the thing I liked in the Arctic Circle is that the grandmothers had like these skating. Do you have them for the shopping? They were like scooters, but you skated on. Do you have those? What do you call those?
They do that naked in Reykjavik.
Do they? Well, hey everyone, that's even another reason to go, isn't it? And
naked grannies. Yeah.
Hey, don't knock it. People pay good money for that.
Hey, we have one more song. We can sing.
Please, I didn't know.
Can I exclusively reveal to your listeners that this is going to be Norway's entrance to the Eurovision Song Contest next year. So if they all vote for this, we might see each other again.
Good luck. Oh, wow, I hope so.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
My old man's a Viking, he wears a Viking hat. He's got big ginger whiskers, but he's just a pussycat. Meow. We're sorry, we do apologize for the mess and the pillage and the burning in the village and eating all your pies. Oh, it's sorry. We're sorry. We came down here in 963 and caused a lot of fuss, and now we're really sorry. In Valhalla we trust. We'd like to compensate you and shake you by the hand. Now we'd like to invite you back to our own homeland. Oh, my old man's a Viking, he wears a Viking hat. He's got big ginger whiskers, but he's just a pussycat.
Well,
guys, is the 7-inch version.
You have sold me. So, guys, get yourself. Where are we now? I can't say it again. I should. Reknestad.
Yeah.
And they've given me. It's like a little bag of land and pictures of sort of modern Vikings and everything. And we thank Ton Heidelberg, Heidelberg, is it? Hilda. I'm sorry. Heidelberg and Hilda. And there's even a phone number. It says you can phone Norway, whatever the number is for Norway, 65689. So how's that for a personal? But it says at least 2 weeks in advance. So I suppose, you can slaughter some seals.
And time to bake some smorgon.
It's to organise a civic reception. So there will be, and you will taste Hilger's smorgon, and then Ton will invite you into his private sauna and thrash you with twigs. He is a very hospitable man.
Well, he just gets better and better. Naked grannies and thrash with twigs. Oscar, who's
on the desk, offer free passage to Norway for anybody that wants to row on the long ship.
Right.
And also we have free passage in the cabins for anybody who's willing to scrape the barnacles off my bottom.
Well, again, an offer no one can refuse, and anyone who's seen the old film The Vikings, which was very based on fact and realism.
Oh, yeah, It's a documentary.
It is, yeah.
Our Sorry song is based on that very tune.
So, well, it's been great fun having you in. Thank you for impromptu. I just dragged them off the street, and it's been great fun. And have fun in Eyemouth. They're a nice bunch there as well. And so we'll say goodbye. We're gonna quickly put on some music. Brian Ferry, say goodbye back in Radioland, wherever you're listening. Wave and say goodbye to the Vikings.
Doodly to you all.
In Norway we call Brian Ferry Brian Longship.
Oh, ka-cum-ching, I like it.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
I shouldn't have. I've done something I shouldn't have done.
Oh, sorry. That sounds like my show all the time.
Yes, that was. You're not getting to your Brian Longship because that was a recording.
Yeah, it was.
And that was some recording.
It was. I mean, that's the how my show is. And the embarrassing thing is, Oscar said that the Vikings were outside in the market square all morning, and he looked out the window and he said that apparently he said to himself, I bet when Hazel comes, you'll have him on the show. So that's how predictable I am in my unpredictability. So that was a bit of fun.
Good.
Yeah, we do have silly things and we do have serious things on the show.
You won't get stuff like that on commercial radio.
Well, no, because it has to be plotted and planned. I mean, that's how it has to work. Yeah, and you've got to keep the advertisers happy. Yeah. I mean, that's what it exists for.
I did mention previously about the compilation of playlists and how committees decide, computers schedule to make sure everything gets its right airing, and it's so sterile, I think.
Yeah, and then how's a new artist going to break into that, you see?
I suppose maybe that's why so many of these artists are sending me stuff, because they know I'll play it.
Yeah.
Without giving too much away, I've got there's somebody in a studio today recording something which she's promised me she'll do her best to email when she gets out of the studio, so I can play that tonight.
Oh, lovely.
So that won't have been heard anywhere outside the studio before.
Good.
There's another band in Australia who recorded something recently, especially for this show, and they won't post it anywhere else on their websites until after this show.
Wow.
And I've got a next single of another artist that hasn't been announced yet, and I'm really grateful for all these people doing that. And what I've tried to do is try to make sure that there will be no repetition of tracks throughout this 24 hours. In fact, I'm going to try and make sure that I don't even repeat artists. The only time I might get away with it, I might do it as if I play an artist and then I play a compilation where they've worked
with someone else,
somebody else, but it's not been released under their name. But it's getting rather windy, isn't it?
It is.
Oh well,
it is.
Right, what were we going to talk about next? Yeah, you are. I would say you're, as far as I'm concerned, quite known as a campaigner.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's been a lot based on disability rights, but then I have always been someone who gets a bit agitated about injustice. And when things are wrong, I go when I'm able. I mean, I'm not always able, but when I can, I'll go and do something. And I did actually do a one-woman protest about 7, 8 years back. A one-woman protest outside a power company who was polluting where I lived. And I did a one-woman protest because of the noise pollution they were creating, and I got them to spend nearly £1 million putting it right, because I embarrassed them in front of their shareholders. So I don't like when things are wrong. Right. Or obviously that's my perception. We all have our own perceptions of what is right and wrong. Particularly, there's been a lot of changes in care for people, rights that have been fought for. I mean, I feel that my position as a working class woman, the thing we've had very few rights to recently, who does have health problems, which a lot of us do, the privileges or the rights that I enjoy have been hard fought for. They didn't come by accident. I have my life and have had my life because generations of people have fought and sacrificed for me to be here and have this life, that I can have an education, that as a single woman I can even buy a property, vote. Everything has been fought for, and those rights are being eroded, and a lot of people, that's my opinion, but a lot of other people are saying that, and now the mainstream media are waking up to it and saying it. And And when something like that has to happens, I feel I have to say something and give other people, and I don't always agree with especially the minutiae of what people say, but give them a voice. People who don't have a voice. Give them a voice here, and that has been happening, and thank you to Generate Radio for allowing that to happen. It's been very important. I've had people on the show, they've been so nervous. I said, don't worry, it's only me. I'll talk you through it. They've said their mind, and they've spoken so eloquently because they've been really passionate about what they've said. They've spoken really well with facts. And they've said afterwards, hey, that was great. That was okay. I didn't mind it. And then they've gone on now to speak to BBC and ITV and been on programmes and different things and been part of all that. So that's been a side effect. We're talking right at the beginning about not quite knowing how things were going to work out, but that they've had the confidence then to go on and speak to mainstream media about these issues. So I think Generate Radio has done a really good service to people by doing that. Also, some of the things that we've talked about them here when they've not really been spoken about widely. And now, months later, you've seen exactly the same things that we've had on the show months beforehand. You've seen them on BBC Panorama, on Dispatches. This week, Channel 4 News featured their headline story was something that we'd featured many months back. So Generate's doing a good job in allowing those voices to be heard.
Very good. And one of the films that I saw that is kind of along the detailing some of the fights that you've talked about. I believe you haven't seen it. It's a film called Made in Dagenham, and it is a dramatisation. I think that's acknowledged, but basically it looks at the fight of the women workers in the Ford's plant in Dagenham who went on strike, which was a big surprise in itself. That the women would actually
what generation
strike.
Was this?
It would be 1970s, early 1970s.
Right.
Barbara Castle was the Minister of Employment, I think. And James Callaghan was the Prime Minister.
Okay, got that in time.
And they went on strike for equal pay.
Right. Wow.
And it eventually almost crippled the Ford car plant, because they managed to close down all the car plants and the Ford plants in the UK. They were machinists making upholstery, and of course when the manufacturers ran out of seats to put in their cars, they had to stop making cars.
Wow.
And I found it very, very moving, and it did eventually end up with the UK government being attempts being made to blackmail the UK government by the people in Ford, who suggested that, well, if you give them equal pay, we'll just take our factories elsewhere.
Right.
But Barbara Castle was the Minister for Employment, who very well portrayed, I thought.
Okay.
And the end result was that they established the Equal Pay Act, which you say, very hard fought for, and it would be a shame if these rights were thrown away.
Well, women do have a history of changing rights, because if you think one of the early strikes that made a big change in things was the Match Girls strike. I don't know if you heard about that. Yeah. They really suffered, and their jaws were dissolving with the chemicals that they were using, products they were using, and that's been a big part of strike history. So don't mess with women, I'd say. Because we're strong.
It was a great film.
Yeah.
But it also gives me a chance to play this next track, which featured at the closing credits, which I thought was it was quite a moving story. But this is a very, very uplifting song, and it's Desmond Dekker. You Can Get It If You Really Want It.
Great.
You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want. But you must try, try and try, try and try. You succeed at last. You can get it if you really want. But you must try, try and try, try and try. You'll succeed at last. Don't you know it? Don't I show it? Don't you?
And that was Desmond Decker there. You can get it if you really want. And, right, okay, what's going on? I've just been trying to keep track of Facebook. I apologise if people are putting messages and things up there. I just am getting a moment
You've got a lot to do.
Right, yeah, well, but it's good. I enjoy it. And I did come up with this idea this morning, rather late in the day, to pose a trivia question every hour. It's not actually coming out near the top of the hour, but there's so many things I want to do at the top of the hour. But this hour's, well, I'll give the answer just before 3 o'clock. Who spent 4 weeks at the top with Vogue in 1990? That's quite an easy one, I would say.
Oh, even I know that.
Right, but
but I'm not going to say it, it's all right.
Yeah, we'll play that.
He's all worried I was going to give the answer.
Any excuse for me to play something by this artist. Yes, you're right, it is a female artist. Yeah. I think, yeah.
Is it? Oh, I was going to say a man.
There is a theme running through. Right. Okay, have you got anything you'd like to mention there?
Yes, because I have to be a drama queen, as anyone listening to Michelle knows, and the car wasn't handling well on the way in, dun, stopped, flat tyre. I thought, will I make it? So I kept driving really slowly. Big mistake. And then this is like, he's really going, no. This is like a woman's way of handling, right? So if you drive slowly with a flat tyre, because my tyres were in they were absolutely fine, because I just hadn't checked over the other day. And so I'm driving like, Donald's shaking his head, so I'm driving really slowly, and then it gets really dum. So I thought, oh, flip, I better pull over. So I pulled over, and then what happened, there was this smell of burning rubber, okay? And the tyre was just like in pieces all over the place. So the police are listening. So is that really bad? I was just laughing. Is that bad?
I used to teach motor vehicle studies.
Oh, did you?
And my son's a workshop foreman for a garage.
All right, so you'll know.
We do know a little bit about motor vehicles.
So it was just all over the place.
All the things you don't do.
All right, well, it was all over the place. So I was like, oh no, I've got to be on Donald's show. Oh, dearie me. So I just thought, I'll flag someone down, as you do. That's probably legal as well now. So I flagged someone down, and this lovely couple pulled up. Hello. I said, I've got to be on the radio in a minute. Help, you see. So very kindly, they took me in. They were coming along. And I said, what's your name? So, because I said, I'll say hello to you on air. So, Barbara and Wesley from Churnside, thank you for being my saviours. But they do have a Generate Radio connection. Because when I said, they said, that's the internet station. I said, yeah. They said, well, our daughter sings on that. I said, really? Katie Forbes. I said, I've heard of her, but I've not met her yet. But I shall play some of her stuff or have her in the studio, whatever, as a thank you. So, thank you to the parents of Katie Forbes, lovely Barbara and Wesley. And I hope you've recovered now from that story, Donald.
Yes?
Yes, and my idiocy.
Right. I was looking to see if we had anything by Mike and the Mechanics, but we don't. But one of my...
What about that song, Thing Wheels on My Wagon?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm still rolling, and the wheels keep coming off.
The Julie Auger and the Brian Auger... Julie Driscoll and the Brian Auger Trinity. Brilliant artist they were. But mind you, I think there was another version as well.
Well, there was one when I was a kid, and you'd always see this little cartoony thing.
Yeah, that was the Julie Driscoll version. Oh. But no, I've come up with something else, but I'm not quite sure if I've done something strange on screen here.
Oh.
I'm going to press play and see if we get the car-related one. And I've chosen Jill Jackson because she's one of the people that I had the great privilege of interviewing a while back when she played at the Wind in Melrose and did a marvellous, an acoustic set with a couple of others. And this is from her album, Getaway Driver album, and it's Aisha's Car, I hope. If it's not, it'll be something else. Lovely there, and I'm glad you appreciate that, Dean. Yeah, Jill Jackson is rather good, isn't she? Yeah. I could have played something from Jill's earlier career when she played with Speedway. But no, you weren't going very fast in your car, were you? You were just...
Well, the Speedway, they don't have brakes, do they?
No.
They have to use their feet. So there you get sort of sparks
but you
and smells.
You were just what Billy Bragg is going to sing about now.
Yeah, I was.
Yes, this is Billy Bragg.
Get breakfast as well. That's the way I am. Heaven help me. He said we don't like.
Oh yes, I do like a bit of our Billy. What wonderful line that. You're a dedicated swallower of fascism. Now, my quote from my little book of management quotes is, I like the way I have to keep reminding myself what the book's called. This is under the heading of survival. No organisation can survive unless the people within it work together for its survival and success. So that's this, I was going to say this hour's quote. Right, okay. So, accident waiting to happen, but you didn't. You got here in one piece, thankfully.
No, I got here thanks to Barbara and Wesley. Yeah. And, I was an accident waiting to happen when I first, well, I still am, when I first started on the radio show, because Kyle and Oscar were very good. They show you how to, because you work the desk, and there's computer screens to explain to people and all sorts of things. Well, that was not a good idea, because I was really rubbish at it. First show, you had 2 tunes playing at once. I mean, people were tuning in just to hear my mistakes, because I was just so bad at it. But Oscar and Kyle were really kind. Instead of saying, look, just clear off, you're like, your brain is rubbish. They were really kind, and instead they realised I couldn't cope, I couldn't do, even though I am a woman, I couldn't multitask in that sense. So they've been very good, always in, or having someone in to produce the show for me and press all the buttons. And that's been a great thing here. There's like not judgmental, you don't have to be up to a certain standard, or otherwise you're out. It's like, no, okay, if you can do the show, but you need support to do the show, then they're there and really understanding, and I think that's fantastic. So anyone else thinking of volunteering and helping and supporting the station with their time, doing a show, whatever, then all that support is there, and you can't be worse at all buttons and knob twiddling than me, and they really help. So that's another nice thing about this station. People like me, perhaps, in another environment, they'll go, well, you can't do it, goodbye. Shut the door. But they really accommodate and adapt and support you, and that's fantastic. Aww.
Oh, excuse me.
That's all this.
Yes, you're pointing at these vitamin
what
drinks.
What are they called? What are they? Oh,
they're called bad for your health drinks, I think.
Oh dear.
Right, energy drinks.
Energy drinks.
Many brands are available.
They are.
Right. Okay, the team here, it's a great team, I think. They're very supportive and will work together, as you say, not judgmental, just supportive, very supportive. And that's it's a great management style.
My brain function isn't, it isn't physical, they are physical problems, which explains a lot. So, yeah, there are a lot of things I cannot do. I mean, there's only certain things I can do in certain things. So, yeah, someone like me does need support sometimes for certain tasks, and that's great, because, that makes it inclusive. They are inclusive,
Yeah. Now, there was no particular reason for me asking you this question, other than I thought I could maybe play one track by this band. But I did ask you earlier if there was a little bit of punk in there.
Yeah, that is my era. I did like it more when the New Romantics came in. I know the music was absolute rubbish, but I loved the dressing up. Right. I really loved the dressing up, because I was really a New Romantic before they were in. But I loved punk because of the pogoing. Because pogoing, anyone knows, this is dance where you just jump up and down straight in the air as if you're on a pogo stick. Now, me being short, you see, if everyone stood round in a gig, as they were in those days and things you go to, I couldn't see anything. Right. So what I did, if everyone was pogoing at the same time up, right, I was like pogoing down. And when they pogo down, then I would pogo up. And then for a brief millisecond, I could see over their heads and see what was going on the stage.
Now, that reminds me of one of the verses in the Wild West show, but that's a rugby song, so I maybe better not go into that. Tell you off here.
That one.
Tell you off here. But it involved a tribe of pygmies who lived in an area where the grass was very tall. Right.
Did they have high voices?
I'll come back to that. But yes, I wanted to play a bit of this band. Punk was really, I was just a wee bit too old for that. I'd gone through a phase of where we went to concerts. It was everyone sat cross-legged on the floor and nodded their heads sagely as the band played on stage.
Did you say Deep Man?
Yeah.
Deep Man.
Really cool. And nobody got up and walked about. It was, if somebody had the audacity to get up and walk out, as if they were maybe even going to the toilet, very much frowned on. So by the time punk came around, I'd kind of stopped being a student and started teaching, and and we started having a family, and I kind of got out of touch.
In those days, a punk teacher
music
as well. If you'd have gone into
but punk's not dead. Punk's definitely not
still
dead.
Influencing all the time.
And I got this from Olga Svetlana. Her band, the Svetlanas, is the Soviet punk, and I have I have to follow up with her, but I was looking at one of their videos. I don't know how common these balaclavas are in Russia, but I have a feeling that maybe Olga had associations with Pussy Riot girls and maybe got out of it. And she's now living in Italy. I think maybe she got out just in time. But yeah, there's definitely still some good punk going about, and this is Svetlana's National Anthem from an album that Olga sent me. Well, that was something a little bit different. Yes, if you're watching the web camera, you would have seen something I didn't expect, standing to attention for the Russian national anthem, and then into pogoing. But Hazel apparently didn't know. I should have told her.
Well, we didn't know. I didn't know. This is again the typical me accent went to happen. I didn't know the camera was on, and earlier I was scratching the top of my leg and pulling down my sort of t-shirt dress. And then when we tried pogoing, then I realised I couldn't because my boobs are too big these days.
It's a good job we recorded the web footage, isn't it?
Oh, you can blackmail me forever.
No, we didn't. We didn't. Well, I don't know. Maybe we did.
Oh dear. Well, I've got two black eyes now anyway from the pogoing.
All right. Well, I'm not going to play the whole of this song because I don't want to be accused of playing long songs and then going for a kip. So I shall fade this one out. But this is the answer to my trivia question of the hour. If I can find the question. Who spent 4 weeks at the top with Vogue in 1990?
We're going to do this on camera. We're going to do this on camera. Yeah, do it on camera.
Right, we are now voguing, I think. And it was, of course, Madonna.
Ladies with an attitude, fellas that were in the mood. Don't just stand there, let's get to it. Strike a pose, there's nothing to it. Vogue. Vogue.
This is Nina Crossan from Healthy Junkies, and you are listening to Generate Radio.
Hi, this is Tom Perlongo, and you're listening to Donald Strachan on Generate Radio.
This is Saint Saviour, and you're listening to Donald Strachan.
Hey Jan, this is Chris.
And this is John.
From the Electric Sun Kings, Ballarat, Australia. And you're listening to Donald Strawn.
Hi, this is Cassandra, and you're listening to Donald Strachan.
This is Elle Perry, and you're listening to Donald Strachan.
Hi, this is Farita saying hello all the way from Australia, and you're listening to Donald Strachan.
This is Theoretical Girl, and you're listening to Donald Strachan on Generate Radio.
This is Aidi, compelling pop for your heart from San Francisco, California, and you're listening to Donald Strachan.
Hi there, guys. Big hello from Nathan Home. You're listening to Donald Strachan on Generate Radio.
Hi, we're Where's George?
And you're listening to
Donald Strachan on Generate Radio. Global music from Berwickshire.
I apologise if I keep playing that, but I love it. It's all good. These great people that give me IDs. I did have a slightly longer one, but I'm struggling to find it. But I will get it, don't worry. Have even more people. I think Jackie Song's on it as well, Jessie Ray. And some of these people that you've just heard there will be phoning in the show later on. OK, it's nearly another hour gone. Hazel, where has it?
Quick.
Where does the time go?
Another hour knocked off. Only 19 to go.
That's right. Yep. That's the way I look at it.
Indeed. Well done.
1 hour at a time.
Yeah.
How do you eat an elephant? You like elephants. How do you eat an elephant?
I don't know.
1 bit at a time.
1 bit at a time. Sweet Jesus.
You did say you were going to try and get me to sing along.
Yes, we didn't quite achieve it. People that listen to the show know I like to have a little sing-along song every now and then, and I get Carl and Oscar sing along as well. So, hey, when they're great big top executives, as they shall be, and doing all their posh stuff, I used to get them to sing on my show. There you go. I got them singing Mana Mana. Yeah, there we go.
Mana Mana. Yeah, I know that one. Yeah.
So can I give a shout out, because my show time is changing this week. Oh, he's having a bit of computer problems.
Right, okay, you just
he's getting Luscious Ladies are coming up on his computer screen there. Well, I'll just leave him to it. Anyway, right. I just wanted to promote that the show is changing now this week from the Monday afternoon to Sunday late afternoon. So I start this Sunday 4 to 6 p.m. and it's a mix of music, mix of talk, mix of subjects, serious, silly, whatever, and you can suggest subjects to me. So please tune in Sunday 4 to 6. Thank you for that, Donald.
Something to look forward to. It's been a pleasure having you here in the studio.
Thank you so much for having me.
I hope you get your tyres sorted out.
Oh, dearie me, I'd forgotten about that. Thank you. It's still there. Thank you at the side of the road. Thank you so much, Don, for having me on, and good luck with the next 19 hours.
Same time next year?
Yeah, same time, same channel.
Same place. Well, who knows? Could Generate Radio have a bigger studio?
Well, we need it because getting the musicians in at the minute, it's a bit cramped.
I went out here on Tuesday night and that room next door was full of people. I thought, how are they all going to squeeze in? Apparently, there were 2 bands. Anyway, thank you very much, Hazel. It's now just gone 2 o'clock, so wrong, 3 o'clock even, so I shall play a band called Latin.